Are we on right now? Did you press play? Are we rolling?
Do the thing.
This is Vicious and Delicious. Jah-C Dwayne, accompanied by JT Energy, and you are listening to Slam Fam Wrestling Network. Welcome to the family, Marks. Family. Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the SCW Unbroken Preview Show. I am your host, the 7-star mind of the Slam Fam Wrestling Network, Alex McCarthy, and I am joined by SCW Senior Official, Mr. Jon G. John, how are you doing this fine evening?
I'm doing well. How are you, Alex?
I am doing well. SCW Unbroken is this Saturday, Walcott, Iowa, 116 Bryant Street. 6:30 doors, 7 o'clock bells. But the first thing, John, the first thing we have to talk about, it was hot.
Hot. I think I got it that
June 9th. What's that?
Hot. June 9th.
June 9th, Dubuque, Iowa. My hometown, one of your favorite places to visit.
Oh, yeah.
Opening match. Saw a QC
It's not pronounced
Cup.
WQ? Isn't it pronounced WQ?
No.
Huh.
Not. The catchphrase there is, I'm from Dubuque and I party until I puke. It's not my catchphrase, but that's what they're known for.
Up for the Quad Cities, you know what our phrase is, right?
No.
Twice as nice as the Twin Cities. Boom.
Boom. Anyways, started out hot with the QC Cup Open Challenge. As the Hawkeye Steve Manders came out, issued the Open Challenge, and it was accepted by the gifted Chase Holiday, the man done gifted himself, accepted the Open Challenge. And it was gifted with a loss.
Yeah.
Fairly quick loss. Yeah.
Yeah. Manders retains.
Manders
Ace
retains.
defense of the title. Ace defense of the cup.
Yep.
Yeah. He is
After
a wrecking
that,
ball.
He absolutely is. He came in like a wrecking ball. And I don't know the next line, but Hawkeye picked up the win. And then he was met by Bradon McBride, who came out and basically threw down a challenge saying he wanted to face Manders. He beat him in a non-cup match, I believe, and now he wants a shot.
Yeah.
In the future.
Yeah, it was a non-cup match because Bradon would have the cup.
I know that.
I'm just saying,
what?
You got to follow along with this stuff, man.
I do.
You said you believe it. Like, no, we know that. You don't have to believe in it. Science has proven it. Yeah.
It was a non-cup match.
He wants that cup.
He wants that cup.
And I think you secretly want him to get that cup. You root for that guy.
I don't. That's not
we
true.
can go back and we can listen to the past podcast where you talk about how nice you think his arms look. It's weird. It makes you uncomfortable.
That couldn't be further from the truth, John. But we saw Bradon McBride in action against the Corn Boy, L.O.T. John, what do you have to say about this guy? He sure does like his sweet corn.
I got nothing to say. That guy, he says it all himself. If the listeners don't know who this guy is, Find him on Twitter.
Yeah.
Google Corn Boy. I believe it's spelled with a K, like the metal corn.
Yeah.
It might be a 9. Yeah.
Maybe 2 eyes.
But yeah. God,
Bradon McBride.
I love watching him wrestle, whether he wins or loses. Everybody wins. Everybody wins when he has a match.
Yeah, that's right. And then they all get together for some just too sweet corn.
Dude,
what's that?
You know, Vince will shut us down if you keep that up. That guy,
fair enough.
That guy says he can put a patent on the high five. You got to be careful.
Absolutely.
Sorry, Vince.
Anyways, next up, we just saw one of Knight Wagner's boys. Without Knight out there, it was Xander Killen taking on the returning Raging Cajun, Sage Cainan. First time we saw Sage in quite some time.
Great match. I actually refed this match, and I got out of breath watching them. Opened up with back and forth, roll-ups. These two guys just moving quick from the moment they got in the ring. Both of them clearly in good shape. It was a hot shot for Sage's trouble at one point, and just a clump of hair was left around the rope. So I'm not sure who lost that chunk of their head. I never really got to the bottom of where that. It was a huge clump. If you can go back and watch the video, I imagine they probably zoom in on me as I remove it from the obstructing chunk of hair and scalp from the rope. But
yeah, who picked up the victory, John?
Well, as all things involving Knight Wagner, he injected himself into the match, put his hands on me. It pulled me to the floor. Got hold of my foot. I believe Sage put him down, and I don't recall. I don't recall what happened next. Was it?
I believe Killen got the victory.
What?
Yeah, I believe so.
Did Killen get the victory? Because
yeah.
You know what? You're right. Nope, he did, because he landed that inverted DDT that he does. Yeah, drop down.
The next match of the night.
That was once everything got put. Once order was restored to the match, which I was going to DQ it when Knight pulled me out, but then Sage booted Knight in the head and he fell down. So it seemed like all things were even, and Sage was like, "Let's keep going." I was like, "All right." So I could have made the call, I suppose, in that instance, but that's the moment. Nope. Sometimes you got to listen to what the wrestlers want in the moment.
Well, yeah, and especially when the stakes are as high as they are, Sage Cainan didn't want to win that thing on a DQ. He wanted to prove he was better. Next match saw a debut in SCW of hashtag Better Than You, Rashid Ali taking on Crotch, and this was quite an interesting contest. Crotch basically told the entire Dubuque crowd what he thought of Rashid Ali, that, he said Rashid Ali thinks he's cool. I don't think he's cool, and it was a very interesting match, and ultimately the former SCW champion picked up the victory.
Now, I think that it's amazing that Commissioner Shalmaro got together enough money to be able to pay Rashid Ali to come and wrestle for us. Because
I heard he
doesn't wrestle for peanuts. He doesn't get out of bed for nothing. That guy,
right.
He can get paid. His money makes money at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So
absolutely.
I'm glad they got together enough money. I think the Dubuque crowd was overjoyed to see him there because of the fact that he's just a big character that it easily relates to men and women and children in the audience. I mean, who doesn't easily connect to a billionaire who's trying his hand at wrestling? Everybody gets that guy, right?
I don't know. I don't know that billionaires have a spot in wrestling, John.
I think Crotch missed an opportunity to start a chant against him, calling him a rash. Because, here, hey, look, there's Rash, like Rashid. And I also think the crowd missed an opportunity of chanting Pitbull. I mean, come on, guys. I expect more of the SCWPro crowd. When a guy looks like Pitbull and he walks into a room, could you chant Pitbull? I don't know if you know or not, but I'm both patting him on the back and burying him at the same time.
All right, well, Crotch picked up the victory, and hopefully next time we see out Rashid Ali, someone will chant Pitbull.
I'm telling you. Oh,
yeah.
Once it starts, it won't stop either, because everybody will get it. Pitbull.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it. Next up, we saw the Iceberg, Deonn, Rusman, and Robin Steele take on the tag team of Shane Bender and Travis Titan. Unlikely tag team duo here, Shane and Travis, but Shane got stabbed in the back by Robin a couple months ago and looking to maybe get back in the tag team scene. And if that is the case, I don't know if that's the case, but if that is the case, who better than Travis Titan?
Look, I haven't been 100% behind Knight Wagner's Revolution on the Black and Brave featuring Xander Killen with Acer. I'm not behind them 100% of the time. But to just say that Shane Bender was stabbed in the back by Robin Steele, you could also say Robin Steele was let down by Shane Bender. I mean, that tag, that just kind of dissolved. There can't be, nobody really at fault there. It was just Robin was the first one to say, you know what, enough of this crap. So, but stabbed him in the back. Maybe he was just better at cutting ties.
Perhaps. And maybe that was the case because Rusman and Steele picked up the victory here. And things are
those guys are on a tear.
Good. Absolutely. Things are not looking good for the opposition. Yes.
Absolutely.
Go ahead. Yeah, absolutely. After intermission, we saw a very interesting contest as JP Finger took on the protege of the Taekwondo training system, Jimmy Thomas.
Yeah.
That was a match that happened.
that happened.
That happened. I believe that JP Finger picked up the victory there.
Were there any figure four leg locks in that one?
I'm not sure. Those guys give it their best, I think. I hope.
Actually, no. Let's hope that they're phoning it in, because if that's their best, my God.
Yeah, well, can't phone it in SCWPro. Come on, John. You know,
have you seen how Box Young Padawan wrestles? Come on.
I mean, he definitely incites a reaction, which at the end of the day, I guess is their job as professional wrestlers. And I mean, you want to win matches, you want to make money, but if you can incite a reaction, if you can entertain the crowd, they'll keep bringing you back. Hey, somebody has to get beat up, right? They'll keep bringing you back. They'll keep you around. I don't know, man.
That poor guy.
Now we're gonna go from talking about JP Finger and
who won? Who won? I don't think we said who won.
JP Finger won. JP Finger won.
Oh,
yeah.
Come on. Well, Thomas will get his win soon enough. His first solo victory is on the horizon.
I talked to Jimmy Thomas after the match. He said he tried to watch his weekly Taekwondo lesson, but his VHS tape came unraveled and he couldn't get it back in. It got caught in the VCR, and he's gonna write Bach a letter and ask him for another copy.
Yeah. Did you say VCR and write him a letter?
Yeah.
those things that you just said.
And Jimmy said
hold on. That match was for the number one contendership, right? Whoever.
To what?
To the
what?
The big red belt.
Get out of here, John. Come on now.
Wasn't what that was for? That wasn't?
Maybe a big red belt. Maybe there's a sale at the boot barn, but
you can't see me right now, but I'm doing the hands across the waist belt thing. It's the big red belt. Wasn't that for that? I swear I talked to Jah-C Finger and he said, Mason Beck's mine next month. And I was like, I don't think that's the case. And he said, that's the case. And he just walked out. Because he's kind of crazy.
He might be the champion somewhere, but.
And weirder still, he had his bag in his hand, but he was still just wearing his gear, and he was just walking down the street in Dubuque. I mean, that guy just was leaving the arena in his gear. I can imagine him going to see, like, Jurassic Park this weekend in his gear. So,
John, we're going way over time with this hot review. We still got 2 big matches to talk about.
Do we? What are the 2 big matches?
Figure walking down Dubuque with it in his gear. How about Joe Acer and Dante Leon?
What do you have to say about that one?
I mean, athletic, 2 of the most athletic guys on the roster, 2 of the hardest hitting guys on the roster. I might hate Joe Acer's stinking guts, but he can bite. Dante Leon, probably in my opinion, I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna give my opinion.
Whoa.
I'm gonna say so far in 2018 and judging back from end of 2017, I'm gonna call Dante Leon the unsung hero of SCW Pro. I feel like he is kind of the dark horse in the big tag team feud of the year from last year. I think he's been, Sage was injured and traveling. He got the opportunity to do some singles work, and I think he showed, hey, he's not here to play. He's here to fight, and he's here to win. And unfortunately, things kind of fell apart, and everything kind of turned into a melee. You got Rusman and Steel and Killen involved, and then Sage and Titan involved, and
it had been too pervasive that night. So that was it. I called it.
Yeah.
There was too many obstructions. There was too many interference, pieces of interference. At that point, I had 4 men down at ringside and 2 men in the ring. It was getting ready to be a half dozen man melee. This one guy was going to start getting stunned. The least I could do was award him the match.
Yeah. So. I think the next time somebody wants to book a 6-pack challenge or a 6-man scramble, they need to call it a half dozen man melee. I like that, John. I think you're onto something there. A half dozen man melee. And
a melee?
What?
Melee? Is it melee or melee? I've always said melee.
I say melee.
Melee. Well,
phonetically, it looks like melee.
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 Yeah. Melee.
Anyways, let's talk about the main event, John.
Yes. What about that main event?
SCW Pro Tag Team Championships on the line. Reign Victoria, Valentino Loca, taking on the team of Jake.
Glass ceiling break. That was the glass ceiling breaking.
That was the glass ceiling shattering.
Ceiling breaking. Yeah.
Someday when we have a bigger budget and we can hire an editing boy to put in sound effects and music, we would have a glass sound effect there.
And thanks to them breaking that glass ceiling, it doesn't have to be an editing boy. It could be an editing
person, an editor. An editor. And they took on the team of the SCW Pro Tag Team Champions, JT Energy, the Jah-C, Vicious, and Delicious.
Jah-C.
Oh, can you do the beginning of? Thank you.
Sorry.
That is the highlight of the podcast for me. Every single time we're together, John. That is my highlight.
When you announce them, you gotta have the song.
Yeah.
boy, our tag team champions, they showed up. And,
they showed up, and they showed no respect.
I don't think they were taking things seriously.
No. And I think it was starting to cost them. At one point, Jah-C got frustrated and hit tertiary official Larry Lemons with a super kick. Knocked him out.
Well,
and then the senior official had to come down.
That was deep into the match, and I was keeping an eye off from the side. The match was heated. The women put up a great competition, and that's exactly what it was. It clearly drove Jah-C over the edge. He wanted to be able to use a chair. See, that's what he was getting admonished about. If he wanted to hit one of the female competitors somewhere, probably the head, with a chair. And Larry said, you shouldn't use a chair. And so for his trouble, got a super kick. Perfect.
Absolutely.
That's really adult. So I stepped in. And Reign Victoria landed a killer spine buster.
Yep.
And Jah-C was counting lights. And 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. Yep, 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3 new tag champions.
Yep, I made the announcement. New tag team champions, Reign Victoria and Valentina Loca. And then
I got them the belts.
You handed them the belts. And then old boy Larry Lemons decided
he appealed to Commissioner Sean Morrow and said, this is my match. I didn't see that. He should have, most likely should have called it a DQ. The two of them decided that they were just going to continue the match at that moment. We took the titles off the ladies.
Which is Valentina ideally would have wanted. I mean, if they weren't going to, if your win wasn't going to be recognized, they would have wanted the match to continue because they wouldn't want to not walk away with titles.
That's what all competitors went with. We were like, we can throw this thing out or we can hand the belts back. You can watch the video. They both hand the belts back right away.
Yeah.
It's just vicious and delicious do what they do best.
Right. Shortcuts.
Shortcut, quick finish.
Yep. And then they retained, and that was SCW hot. But now, John, we need to talk about this.
Unbroken.
This Saturday night, Unbroken, 116 East Bryant Street, Walcott, Iowa. And while you and I were talking, hot off the presses, breaking news from @SCWPro on Twitter.
Wait, are you playing on your phone when we're on this podcast? Well, we're doing our podcast, and we're talking about things that are important to SCW Pro. You're playing on your phone.
No, I have all of my notifications turned off, except for SCW Pro on Twitter.
Well, nice save.
Because if something official happens. What? @SCW Pro.
@SCW Pro? Is that on all platforms?
On all platforms. They're smart.
Okay. So what was the breaking news?
This Saturday night in Walcott, Iowa, Bradon McBride will be cashing in his #1 contendership to the QC Cup and challenging the Hawkeye Steve Manders for the QC Cup.
There you go.
We speculated earlier. We weren't ready to call it. As we were recording, it was officially announced on SCW Pro's Twitter that this match would be taking place. And
so we talked about it briefly. We talked about kind of what we thought about the matchup, but how do you think this thing's going to go? I think we've seen McBride hold his own against the Hawkeye. We've also seen him squeak out some wins by being crafty.
Bradon McBride is the type of individual who will do whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. I'm a firm believer of that. I know you're a firm believer of that. And Manders has been proven himself. He's been tough. He's been double tough. I think the Hawkeye retains.
Yeah, I think you're right. Hawkeye retains. I mean, come on. He's an Iowa Hawkeye. He's built like a brick house. I mean,
absolutely. I couldn't agree more, John. I think
can't wait to see the match, but at the same time,
it's going to be a great match. And you know what I really do believe, John? I really do believe that Bradon McBride, in his performance Saturday night, will earn another shot. Will earn maybe another opportunity. I don't think this is going to be the last time we see these two tangle.
See, this is what I mean with you talking about his biceps and how nice he looks. You're like,
Manders?
You're like, McBride's going to lose, and that's going to get him another opportunity. That's not how that works. I mean,
sometimes
come on, man.
It does. Sometimes it does.
Yeah. All right.
Sometimes you earn another shot.
All right.
I mean, it happens in WWE.
I get it.
Happens.
I get it. You're a Bradon McBride guy. I get it. It's fine.
John, the next match we need to talk about, 6-man tag.
Oh, boy, those are fun, huh? Oh,
I know.
Tag. Who's in that?
It will be Knight Wagner's Revolution on the Black and Brave, consisting of Acer, Xander Killen, and Deonn Rusman, taking on the team of Travis Titan, Sage Cainan, and Dante Leon.
Here we go. 6-man melee.
6-man, half a dozen man melee.
Half dozen man melee.
Once again. For me, too close to call.
It's just
so many variables.
Like I always say with Knight's group, and even Joe, and I've been saying it about him for a while. It doesn't matter what the outcome is. Doesn't matter what the outcome of the match is. Knight's group's gonna end winning. They're gonna feel like they won. I don't think any good's gonna come from this 6-man mashup. This is gonna be. It doesn't matter. Even if they get pinned, they figure out a way to raise their own hand at the end of the match. All those guys do. They lose the match smiling. I'm number one.
Is the closest
millennial attitude.
Well, this is what happens when people get participation trophies, right?
Yeah,
Night handing out participation trophies. Is that what you're saying?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
It doesn't matter if they win or not because the Knight's going to give them a participation trophy at the end of the night. I don't think these guys are fighting for participation trophies.
They lose. They get DQ'd. They take the pin and then they turn around and they drop a chunk law on the guy and go, "I'm number one." And Knight says, "Yeah, you are, buddy." Yeah, that's my attitude about this. I think.
I don't.
So we've got Sage, Dante, and Titan on the other side, right?
Yeah.
So 3 guys that, work for what they get. Well, I hope they come out on top. The frustration in my voice is disdain, yes, for Knight and his group, but it's also concern for the other 3 guys. So, end of my rant. How do you think it's going to turn out, Alex? What do you think,
as
7-star?
Earlier, as I said earlier, I think it's too close to call.
I was hoping I changed your mind, my rant.
I think there's just too many variables. There's too many variables, John. There's too many variables.
First of all, we've only got 3 of the 5 guys named in the match that are part of Knight Wagner's Revolution on Black and Brave Academy, right? So, where are the other 2? At any point in time, they can interject themselves.
But at any point, Shane Bender could interject himself. Isn't that right?
Fair enough. Yeah.
Who knows? We could see the return of Connor Braxton. I'm not saying it's likely. I'm not saying I have insider information, but anything could happen. Anything could happen. It's SCWPro.
You're right. Matt Cage is coming back.
Maybe Matt Cage will come back and beat up Night Wagner. Anything could happen.
He used to do that all the time.
Beat up Night Wagner? I bet he did. I bet
he
he'd like
beat up
to
Night Wagner pretty regularly. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Cage took that belt off of Wagner.
All right. Well, the last match we need
You
to
heard
talk
it here,
about,
guys.
You heard it here. Matt Cage might
coming out of retirement.
Maybe Mark Storm will come beat up Night Wagner for stealing his spot as a manager. I don't know what happened. I don't know what's happened. Anything could happen.
Mark Storm's not going to beat anybody up.
Who is it?
Mark Storm's not going to beat anybody up. He's too busy shaking his fist at the Jurassic Park movie.
Whatever. That's Regal. Anyway,
Mark
let's
Storm
talk about
was talking about it earlier. Anyway, so what's next? What's our next match?
The main
event.
event.
What are we going to talk about? What is our main event, Alex? What is it?
Our main event, John, is no disqualifications, no countouts. The walking horror film, Mean Mason Beck defends the SCWPro Championship against Chainsaw King.
See, you scared the dogs.
Wow.
You scared the dogs when you do stuff like that, Alex.
Well, I don't make the matches. Talk to Commissioner Morrow. Commissioner Morrow is making this match, and wow. I mean, anything. You want to talk about anything could happen in the 6-man tag? Anything could happen in this main event.
Right, and we got to back up and just re-emphasize those details. No disqualification, no count out.
None.
Yeah. So.
Or DQ, no count out.
This is a pinfall submission match. And
yep. 2 ways to win. Pinfall submission. That's it.
And for those of you who listen to the podcast and then go to the show, that means that they're going to come and they're going to have some of their match right next to wherever your seat is. Because pretty much, if they don't have to get back in by 10, that means that they're going to take the long way around to go see Mary and take a trip over the top of the gimmick table at some point.
Right, they're going to be over by Mary. They're going to be over by Margaret. Whoever is referee in this match is going to be getting their cardio in. That's all I have to say.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you're going to take that one on yourself or if you're going to relegate that to Larry Lemons, but
it all depends on the night of and what the commissioner deems for the schedule. Does
the commissioner handle referee assignments, or is that up to you as the senior official, or do you guys kind of collaborate?
Collaborate, and it changes. Some nights he's hands on, some nights he's not. So it all depends on what's going on in the moment.
Sure, it depends on what he's got going on. He's a busy guy. He's the commissioner.
Right. If we get there and he says you're making the assignments, then I'm making the assignments. But I don't want to presuppose on this podcast days before that I am. So that's all.
All right.
Okay. That's all. But what I would say is whoever is going to be taking care of that match is going to have to really get ready to repeat. Get out of the way. They're coming through to SCWPro fans because they like to just sit there. They like to just sit there, and he's 320 pounds, and he's throwing that other 320-pound guy. So maybe don't be there. Maybe
get out of the way.
Maybe don't be like you can't negotiate with gravity, madam. He's coming down. Perhaps you don't be underneath him.
Right.
So, yeah. Chainsaw, I've described him before. those who SCW Pro is getting a reintroduction to him, I think I'm succinct in my description, and that's Shrek in the crow makeup, right?
I believe that's how you described him.
Yeah.
But,
I mean,
our 3XW fans, no stranger to Chainsaw. SCW fans reintroduced to Chainsaw.
And for 3X fans that might not know Mason Beck, I would refer to him as a long-haired Frankenstein.
The walking horror film.
Oh God, did I just say that?
You called him long-haired Frankenstein.
Oh God.
And you're going to be in the same building as him Saturday night, John.
Maybe not.
Why do you do things like that?
I'm feeling sick.
I learned my lesson.
I'm coming down with something. Maybe I won't be there.
Maybe you won't be there. Shoot.
Because that's how people sneeze.
Right.
Oh God, what was
anyways, John, what is your prediction? What is your prediction for this match, man?
Chaos. Pure chaos.
Safe bet, huh? Yeah.
Safe bet that we're going to see chaos. So we've got no DQ. So that also means that it's right picking for third party. That's where my long pause was. We haven't seen Nevin in a little while. You mentioned Connor Braxton. I mean, these are all guys that have their eyes on the big red belt. I mean, it is a big red belt. It looks smaller when Mason Beck has it as a championship because of how big he is.
On a normal
you
guy,
put it on
the big red
normal
belt.
Guy,
on
that's
Mason Beck, it's just a red belt.
Yeah, it's just a red belt in Mason Beck. It's a big red belt on other people. But so the reason why I was thinking chaos is because we know that Chainsaw and Beck can both bring chaos into the ring. Both of them strong competitors, both are hard hitters, both know how to take a hit. So you've got that. You've got no restrictions, no strings on them. And that also means guys that have been hungry for that big red belt might take it as an opportunity. Who cares about the outcome of that match? Maybe everybody will come out of the locker room and beat up both guys, handcuff them to the ropes, and... This didn't end so well. This didn't end so well last time I did this, did it? No, you're trying to kill Mason Beck. You had a murder plot. You're like, let's cuff him to the...
How else are you going to beat him? What are you going to do?
Tire iron. Don't do that.
What are you going to do? What are you going to do, John? How else are you going to beat him?
But I guess I think I would just use the mentality that I would use if I was being attacked by a grizzly bear.
Play dead.
Yeah, go limp.
That doesn't answer my question.
With me. Just go limp. I mean, it's no fun to torture something that's not screaming anymore. Just be dead, and he'll move on to the next person to kill.
That's what I do when I'm in the ring with Mason Beck, but I'm not trying to win the SCWPro Championship.
Oh yeah,
you're asking
me. I think those guys are crazy. Those guys are crazy to get in the ring with them. It's crazy.
Yeah,
crazy.
Well, look at who we had to go across the country and find Chainsaw King just to get somebody to take a match with Mason Beck. Mason Beck beat everybody else in SCW. When was the last time you
find a guy from Nebraska? We had to go to the guy from Nebraska. Yeah.
He's from the Chainsaw Nation, wherever that may be.
It's adjacent to Nebraska, and it's like right in between Nebraska and parts unknown.
Fair enough.
It's like dead center between those two.
Okay. When was the last time Mason Beck was pinned? Is it still Epic last year?
Epic last year.
Yeah, Epic last year. Epic 2017. It's been a year since that man has been pinned. It's crazy.
It is crazy. It is definitely... It is bonkers, to tell you the truth.
Absolutely. So, John, I'm going to make a bold prediction. I saw fear in Mason Beck's eyes for the first time in my life back in May. I think I'm going to make this prediction because I never do. I'm going to predict that Chainsaw King beats Mason Beck for the SCW Pro Championship.
Say that one more time, because I think it cut out on me. Did you say it one more time? I think it cut out. What did you say?
I predict Chainsaw King. I, Rufus McGillicuddy, predict. Oh, I see. I just used my real name on the podcast.
Oh, God, man. Now you're going to have to move.
Yeah. I, Rufus McGillicuddy, predict that Chainsaw King will be the new SCW Pro Champion.
And you just got a guy named Rufus McGillicuddy get killed, right?
McGillicuddy.
McGillicuddy.
I got it, McGillicuddy.
Yeah, Rufus, the first guy he finds named Rufus, he's killing. You just got somebody named Rufus killed. Way to go.
Sorry, Rufus.
Mason Beck.
Gives me more time to run.
You are wrong.
I don't. You say I'm wrong? You're gonna champ retains?
Champ retains.
And still forever?
He's gonna have the belt until he decides to not have the belt. That's just what I believe, and it's not because of fear of him at all.
All right.
Yeah. And one day he'll show up and say, "Well, lads, it's been nice. I'm done being your champion." He'll get the belt back, and we'll all say thank you. But until that day comes, he's champ retains.
All right.
Alex thought you were going to lose, though, Mr. Beck.
No, that's some other guy, Rufus McGillicuddy.
Wow. So you think that's a bold prediction? Let's see how this goes.
Yeah. We'll see how it goes. This Saturday night, 116 East Bryant Street, Walcott, Iowa. Main event, no DQ, no disqualification. John, why don't you go ahead and tell these people where they can find you on social media?
Yeah, follow me on Twitter at @TheRealJohnG123. Don't put an H in my name. Where can we find you at, Alex?
You can find me at OneRealSmartAlex. Go ahead and follow Slam Fam Wrestling Network at Slam Fam Wrestling on Instagram, Slam Fam Rest, WREST on Twitter, and the Slam Fam Wrestling Network on Facebook. Go ahead and follow SCW Pro on all social media platforms.
All platforms.
SCW Pro. All platforms.
All platforms.
And last but not least, 116 East Bryant Street this Saturday night. $10 at the door. SCW Pro Unbroken. 6:30 doors. 7 o'clock. 6:30 doors. 7 o'clock bell. We'll see you at the show.